As we continue, students, the third definition based on this figure of mathematics is that mathematics is a language. So, salita natin, ang matematika ay isang wika. And when we talk of language, when we talk of wika, it is a means of communication. Language is a means of communication. You can communicate via dance, music, words, numbers, lights, sounds, art, etc. Whatever means you use to communicate, that is a language. Sex is a language. Romance as well. So does mathematics. When we say language, language contains the following components. There must be a vocabulary of the words or symbol, meaning, a grammar, syntax, narrative, and there must be a group of people who use and understand the symbol. And mathematics meets all those requirements. Mathematics has symbol, mathematics has meaning, the syntax, the grammar, and the same throughout. In fact, the meaning of the grammar, the syntax are the same throughout the world. That is why it is said that mathematics is a universal language. It is just expressed in different languages, but the thoughts are exactly the same. Just like in our previous discussion, what is 1 plus 1 in the Philippines is exactly 1 plus 1 in the other world, in the other part of the world. So that only means na namimit ng mathematics yung lahat na requirement to be considered as language. And so we can say that yes, indeed, mathematics is a language. Another, people think of numbers and operation when they think of mathematics. Kumbaga, since mathematics is all about numbers, mathematics is all about arithmetic operation, so we can't do nothing about that. But math is far more than that. Basically, math is an element of communication. Apart from being an element, it is also a mode of communication. Math is one type of language. It is not the only type of language or the best language, but surely mathematics is a language. Next definition natin, ito pala yun. So those are the requirements for something to be considered as language. A language contains the following components. So, like what I've said, mathematics meets all of that requirements. In fact, in lesson 2, mathematics as language, we will be discussing more of it, the nouns, the sentence, etc., etc. So, for the meantime, let us end our discussion of the explanation of why it is said that mathematics is a language with the explanation that I give. But I guarantee you, we will be discussing more of it sa chapter 2. Moving on, the fourth definition of mathematics based on the diagram is that mathematics is a process of thinking. Kumbaga, ang matematika ay isang proseso ng pag-iisip. And the mathematical thinking process is the explanation and collaboration of mathematics through problem solving, reasoning, and proof, communication, connections, representation. So kumbaga, hindi mo masasabing hindi ka nag-iisip when you are doing problem solving, when you are reasoning, when you are presenting proof, most especially when you are communication. Hindi naman nakaprogram lahat ng sasabihin mo. That is why nakakapag-aral tayo or nakakapagbigay tayo ng sarili natin idea based on the things or based on what we have heard. Even the connection and representation, the graphs, the statistics, you can do that without the process of thinking. So therefore, we can say that mathematical thinking is a lot more than just being able to do arithmetic or solving algebra problems, just like yung sa language natin kanina. It is a whole way of looking at things, stripping them down to their essential, whether it is numerical, structural, or logical, and then analyzing the underlying patterns. So once again, we will go back to patterns. That's why mathematics is a study of patterns. So yun ang tinatawag nating mathematics is a process of let's say in problem solving, yung tinatawag nating stripping them down to their essential. When we are doing problem solving, we do not simply read the problem. we analyze, we try to comprehend the problem, we try to understand the problem. And after analyzing it, we break down some things na pwede makatulong sa atin for us to formulate the strategy that we're going to use. And after that, the realization of the methodologies na na-check natin. And then after that, i-check natin kung tama yung sagot natin. And the rest of the processes that I mentioned to you requires the process of thinking. No, tulad nga ng sabi ko, when you reason, when you are trying to reason out, when you are trying to present a proof, hindi ka naman mag-repeat lang na, oh, ayan na. Diba? Sa court, kailangan mo mag-reason out. And when you are doing that, you are doing the process of thinking. And the process of thinking includes mathematics. Next and last definition natin is that mathematics is a set of problem-solving tools. So you know exactly what is the meaning of this, but for the sake of uniformity and of course for you to have idea if you don't know what exactly the meaning of that, mathematics is a powerful and indispensable lifelong tool that can help you go further in life. Likewise, mathematics help you to solve real-world problems and strengthens your problem-solving abilities. That is why it is said that mathematics is a set of problem-solving tools. Kumbaga, ang matematika ay isang hanay ng mga tools or gamit sa paglutas ng mga problema. So, in what way? In what way natin masasabi that mathematics is a powerful and indispensable lifelong tool? That can help us go further in our lives. So we can say that mathematics can be used to explain many of the phenomena which we observe in the world around us. Numbers help us to keep track of the quantity of physical terms. They can also be used to represent abstract concepts such as time. Geometric patterns such as symmetry and tessellations provide nature with some degree of order. Mathematics provide us with the basic building blocks of practically everything in our lives. So, sa lighter sense, we can say that in our everyday encounter, we perform many mathematical calculations throughout the day. Say, for instance, we calculate, the calculation happen at the back of our mind when we are buying something, when we are doing something, di ba? Mathematics equips us with the ability to make informed decisions and precise choice that are based on the concrete figures. Tama ba yung sinukuli? Kulang ba yung tukli? Enough ba yung amount na binigay mo? Etc. etc. Something more practical is that mathematics can help you manage your money better. Tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, not only in simple transaction, but in managing your money as a whole. So knowing the difference between simple interest and compound interest when you are doing the banking can affect the way you save and spend. So that is why yung iba ang laki-laki ng amount na nilalagay nila sa time deposit because of the interest na nakukuha nila per annum or sabihin na natin within a certain period of time. So by understanding how probability works, you are one step closer to making better financial decisions. So, and yun yung tinatawag natin lifelong tool that can help you go further in life. And it helps you solve real-world problems. If we are facing a financial problem, then mathematics will help you solve that. In a way na katulad nga ng sinabi ko. Basically, you don't exactly need na talaga namang lahat ng pera nyo lagi napupunta sa bank. So, you can join doon sa mga small group of sabihin na natin ng mga hindi naman talaga paluwagan, but yung mga kooperatiba, something like that, na yung small amount na meron ka, time will come, lalaki siya, then patuloy mo lang i-invest with the interest that you will be earning, then without knowing, after a few years, you're one of the millionaires or perhaps one of the billionaires of the place where you belong. So, ganun tayo pwedeng matulungan ng mathematics natin solving our problem. Apart from that, mathematics stimulates your brain and keeps you alert for develop your reasoning and logical skills. Hindi lang naman talaga yung mga natural na problema natin, even our personal problems. Mathematics will keep